All right, well, the guy you just mentioned, Jonathan Kuminga, is going with the next pick, going 7th overall to the Golden State Warriors, second on the G League Ignite with nearly 16 points per game. Jalen Green was the first G League Ignite off the board at 2nd overall. Jonathan Kuminga, the next G League Ignite player off the board, 7th overall, going to the Golden State Warriors. And the Warriors have another pick coming up. They have 2 lottery picks, 7 and 14. They go with Kuminga with the 7th pick. Gary, Kuminga going to the Warriors. What's your grade there, getting him with their first selection in the first round tonight?
A+. I mean, anytime a franchise is going to take the guy that I've got highest left on my board, I don't know how to grade it anything other than with an A+. And so Kuminga is a big swing. And I know Golden State is probably conflicted about this because, in theory, you want to take somebody who is ready to help Steph and Clay and Draymond next season compete for a championship. 18-year-olds aren't usually that type of player, but man, there's a lot of physical tools that you love. He's 6'8", 7'2" wingspan, big, strong, athletic, explosive wing. He projects as a switchable wing, you know, maybe like a Kawhi Leonard, maybe like a Jason Tatum, maybe like a Paul George. But the difference between Jonathan Kuminga and those 3 established NBA stars is they can all shoot it from the perimeter, and right now that's still very much a work in progress. But if you believe that's a skill he can develop, I don't think there is any question. The highest upside guy left on the board when the Warriors picked, it was the guy they drafted, Jonathan Kuminga.
All right, Jonathan Kuminga, 7th overall to the Golden State Warriors as they're looking to win now and win now mode. EK, back to you guys.
Yeah, I like the win now theme because, look, Steph Curry's 33 years old, right? He's a great player. You saw him score last year, obviously, but he's not going to be there forever. Do you like the fit of taking an athlete, defense, upside guy to go with what they have, Coach?
Absolutely. And when you look at the Warriors, you know, they've had a good track record. Now, the jury's still out on James Wiseman from last year with that pick in. How does he fit moving forward? But Kuminga, you know, 7-foot wingspan. You look at what's trending in the NBA, Mikal Bridges from the Phoenix Suns, Middleton from the Milwaukee Bucks, long wings, athletic wings. I think his game will translate. Obviously, I believe, like Gary, you know, he's the most talented player left on the board. I probably would have taken him if I was Oklahoma City, but I think he's a good ball handler, but he's very explosive. When you're trying to score early in transition, you have guys like Steph Curry and Klay Thompson, who's coming off injury, that's really good in the half court, but sometimes you got to manufacture some easy baskets, and you need some guys that are athletic to get out on the wing, and that's what I think the Warriors are looking for here.
Matt, this is an unusual case where this is a kid that was projected to be the #1 player by some services, you know, coming in, and then he reclassified and going to the draft. When, you know, sort of get us up to speed as to what this kid is from what you know and how you sort of watched him potentially become a college recruit and then go to G League Ignite and now into the NBA.
He has a chance to be a top 2-3 rebounder on both ends of any player in this draft class. Kuminga, yes. At a certain point, we go back to last November when the last draft happened, which, oh, by the way, remember what happened that night with Golden State? We learned about Klay Thompson getting that injury. Much happier night here for the Warriors and its fan base. But at that point, Kuminga was projected to be a top 3 pick in this draft here on this night. He just couldn't maintain that because I think the players around him who went before him really had terrific pre-draft ramp-ups and workouts in the past 6 weeks or so. But with Kuminga and this fit, I think it does make sense for Golden State, who, you know, certainly were trying to move this pick if they could get something that they were happy with considering the state of their roster. This is a team that thinks that it can get a deep playoff push next season. Couldn't get the trade that would satisfy them, and so here they say, why not? Let's go with Kuminga. Had top 3 potential, goes in 7, could wind up being a great value pick.
Yeah, look, I understand why, if you're a Golden State fan, you're pretty happy right now. I know he's only 18, but you got Steph, you got Klay Thompson. Look, I'm going to call him Klay, I'm going to call him Klay. You got people who can put the ball in the hoop. Now you got somebody who can rebound the basketball, kick it out, that kind of thing. Athlete, defense, rebounder, Golden State. All right, Colin Ward-Henninger coming in. He obviously knows this team. They're slated to pick at 7 and 14. The 7 pick goes Jonathan Kuminga. When you see this pick for this franchise, what did you hear coming in, and what do you think of the selection?
Yeah, the Golden State Warriors landscape really changed over the last few days. The consensus was that they were going to use this number 7 pick to either trade it or get a player who could help them win now. That all changed with Jonathan Kuminga. It started to sound like he was going to slip. Now with him available, you take a young player with tons and tons of upside, somebody who admittedly probably is not going to come in and help immediately next year. But because the Warriors have that number 14 pick as well, I think they felt comfortable taking a big swing here, going with an 18-year-old prospect who, as Matt mentioned, you guys have mentioned, was arguably one of the top 3 guys in his high school class. So you also have to keep in mind that now that they have Kuminga, that doesn't mean that the trading scenario is over, right? They have a guy who is probably pretty attractive to a lot of teams out there, particularly if he can develop. So if that's the case, they don't necessarily need to keep Kuminga. They get a great prospect who either develops for them or becomes a great trade chip. So I really like the pick.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.